Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm glad you guys are here and thank you for stopping by. If you guys are new, I hope you're here to stay and thank you. So let's just go ahead and jump in. I'm not quite sure how to start it off, so we're just gonna jump right into it. As you can tell by the title, I am speaking more personally on Pregnancy Loss and Infant Loss Awareness Month. I'm sharing my miscarriage story with you guys. So yeah, let's just jump into it. Let's go back a little ways, around 2011, 2012. My husband and I decided we would start growing our family. So we started, and somewhere along the way, I decided it wasn't the best idea to do that. If you guys don't know, if you guys haven't been following me for a while, then you guys don't know, but I do dance. I'm a dancer and I also teach dance. So I'm a dance instructor as well. And I just thought that I wouldn't be able to live my dance life the way I had been. Also around this time, I kind of said we should stop trying because I wanted to try and audition for a professional dance team. And I needed to get back on track with my physical training and my dance training. So we decided to stop it. My husband said okay. And I don't remember the details very well of this part of the story, but for some reason we started trying again. And then it was my husband's turn to say, you know what, maybe we should hold off a little bit. I don't know, maybe both of us, we just had this feeling that we weren't ready or something. I don't know. I can't speak for him, but I don't know. That's what I concluded, I guess you can say. But after that, we started trying again, and then we finally both decided that we were for sure going to stop. Like, we weren't going to keep trying at all. That was the definite no at that time. And of course, to our surprise, that is when we were pregnant. That's when we got pregnant. I never took a pregnancy test ever. I don't know why it never occurred to me to take one. I don't know. I just wasn't thinking. But I never took a pregnancy test around these times that we were off and on again trying. So before we continue, I did want to give out some facts about myself, I guess, so you will understand a little bit better. I have an irregular cycle. Sometimes I skip a month, so I've never been like, oh my gosh, I'm pregnant now, when I don't have my period. My actual flow is usually roughly 6 to 7 days, and my cramping, if my flow starts, this is the first day. The day before is when I get like these mini cramps that tell me I'm gonna start soon, whether the day right after or the following day. So I get my mini cramps and then I start my flow, and these, like the first 3 days or so, are super heavy. And the first day for sure is the worst day ever. My cramps are horrible. They're very strong, and sometimes it proceeds to the next day, which is about the second day, and then after that it's just like nothing ever happened. So my flow, or my period I guess, started on June 29th, 2013, and I didn't think anything about it. It was just normal. I guess on the 28th, you can say, that's when I got my mini cramps. And then I started on the 29th, and it was everything was normal. I had my major cramps the first 2 days, and then they were gone after that. The flow was pretty heavy, and then around the 3rd and 4th day it got a little bit lighter. And then on that Thursday, I don't remember what day the 29th was, but I remember it was a Thursday, I went to bed I like to sleep with pads. I know this is TMI, but I usually only wear my tampons during the day, and then at night I put on a pad. I don't know why. I feel more comfortable that way for some reason. But anyways, this was on Thursday. I woke up in the middle of the night to some minor cramps, kind of like at the very beginning before my flow starts. And I thought to myself, that's kind of weird. I don't usually get cramps around this time. I got up, so I went to the restroom and checked, you know, the pad and everything, and it was very full. So I decided to keep an eye on that because it was later on, I guess you could say. I think it was like the 6th day or something, 5th or 6th day, and at this time my flow should pretty much be all gone, I guess you can say. It's very, very minimal, but it was surprisingly heavy, so I just thought to myself, I'll just keep an eye on it. I just switched out my pad, obviously, and then I went back to sleep, and again I woke up to more of these cramps. They had gone away, so I got more of these cramps, and they were still very small. They were just uncomfortable. I could tell that they were there, but it wasn't crazy like when my flow actually starts. Now those were crazy. Now at this time, it was Friday, very early morning. I think it was like 3 o'clock, like 2:30 or 3 o'clock or something like that. It was pretty much the same thing. I went to the restroom because of my cramps, and my pad was super soaked. It was so full, and at this time I thought, this is not right at all. You know, I shouldn't be bleeding this much this late into my week. So I was sitting on the toilet for a little while, and I felt this huge, I'm gonna say blob, come out, and it didn't hit the toilet. At this point, I kind of knew what was happening. So when I wiped, I looked at the toilet paper, and it was blood clots. It was just huge blood clots, and you know, when it's that time of the month, it's normal to have blood clots, but usually they're very small. Or for me personally, I've never had blood clots this big before. So I freaked out a little bit, and I called my husband, and I don't know, I was so freaked out that my voice could not raise. So I was kind of like whisper yelling. I remember thinking why he wasn't coming, why he couldn't hear me. But I finally let one cry out, I guess, and he heard me, and he ran into the restroom. And when I showed him what had came out, he started freaking out a little bit, and obviously he started asking me questions like, are you hurting? And you know, like, has this ever happened before? And da 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 da. So I was answering him, and then he was on his phone, and he's a Googler, so he started Googling some stuff, and I believe he loved her a little bit. I say a little bit, but it was like a minute or two or something like that. I don't know, I don't remember. But he was gone. I just remember him being gone for a little while, and I believe at this time he was calling his mother, I guess, for guidance. And also at this time, while he was gone, I called somebody that had just recently gone through this, and her story was a little bit different. She said she was in so much pain, she couldn't walk, she couldn't get up or anything like that, which wasn't my case. I was just on the toilet because I was thinking, I guess, I don't know, my cramps were still happening, but they were still very small. Just because it wasn't hurting that bad, I kept trying to tell myself that it wasn't happening. But my brain knew what was going on. So my husband came back, and he didn't want to tell me what he had Googled, although I already knew. There was obviously not much we could do at this point, or, you know, obviously we didn't even know we were pregnant. I just kept sitting there. You know, he asked me if I wanted to go to the emergency room, and I just said no. So throughout this whole time, I kept wiping because I was checking. I don't know. That's all I kept doing throughout this whole time. I was just wiping and checking and wiping and checking. And somewhere in there, the blood went from normal flow color blood, ladies, you know exactly what I mean, to a bright red blood. So, and I think I'm pretty sure this was after the blood clot came out. And that was when I for sure knew that I was in fact pregnant and having a miscarriage all at the same time. And this was before my husband came back. So after all of this, I felt, like I was saying earlier, I felt something even bigger than the blood clots come out. And it was just kind of, and this time it did fall into the toilet, but there was so much toilet paper in there. I know I probably could have clogged the toilet, but there's quite a bit of toilet paper there, so it was kind of sitting on top. And so I reached in and grabbed it, and I don't know, maybe I didn't know what I was looking for, or I don't know, but I didn't see anything. I even like kind of squished it and was like moving it around to see if I could see anything, and I never did, but I'm sure the baby was in there. Throughout the whole time I never did cry. My eyes did tear up a little bit, but I don't know, I guess it was my heart that wasn't accepting it. Because it was July 4th weekend, I had to wait till Monday to see a doctor, so just to get checked to see if everything came out properly, and everything did. On Monday she checked me and she took some tests, and you know, she told me in fact that I was pregnant and that my levels were going down, so that meant that the pregnancy was not continuing. And when I heard that, that is when the tears just flowed. I don't know, this whole time it was happening, my brain knew exactly what was going on, but I guess my heart was not accepting that. And then when she told me straightforward what had happened, I just lost it, and it was really hard. And while I was at the doctor's, she asked me if we wanted to keep trying, and I said, I don't know, we might. She said, if you want to keep trying, you'll have to wait at least 3 months before you start trying, so your uterus can go back and everything go back to normal, and then you can start trying again. Once that 3-month mark hit, my husband and I, we tried again, and immediately we got pregnant with Jaden. And he is now 4 years old, and he is my beautiful, perfect, handsome little boy. I don't know what my world would be without him, and I'm definitely grateful to have him in my life, and I'm just glad he's here with me, with us. Unfortunately, I did and still do kind of blame myself for this miscarriage, because I was dumb and didn't think to take a pregnancy test. And like I said at the beginning, I wanted to keep on dancing, and working on my dance journey that I was working so hard. I was working out, I was dancing, I was choreographing, I was teaching, I was working so hard physically and mentally, and I think I was just stressing out, and the doctor obviously says there's nothing we can do, but I do blame myself for that miscarriage. And no matter what people say, I get it. I know that there was nothing I could do, but I still blame myself for that miscarriage, and I don't think that's ever gonna change. So that was the story of my first miscarriage, and I hope this helps somebody. Like I said in my first video, it helps just to talk about it. I feel like just letting it be heard helps just a little bit. You know, it helps that you are able to talk about it. And well, thank you guys for staying and listening, and if you guys feel comfortable enough to tell me your stories, again, you can reach me, comment below. I don't know if that's comfortable for you, but you can leave your message, you can leave your story. I will read it. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in my next one.